Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone to new revision, to Module 2 revision inshallah today. Module 2 talks about heroes. Okay, heroes. Okay, and you know we have many heroes in our life. The main objective of the revision today to revise the short and long adjective, past progressive and simple, and writing a paragraph about a person and so on. Let us start with the grammar. Today we will talk about past progressive, reverse past simple. Okay, what do you know about past progressive? Do you remember? Past simple and past progressive. What's the difference? Let's take a short look for past simple or about past simple. I bought a laptop yesterday. Here I describe a completed action in the past and it finished. I walked up to the till, paid and then left the shop to describe past habits or repeated actions in the past. As you can see, repeated action and all of them in the past. Okay, and when I talk about repeated actions, what's that mean, repeated actions or habit? When I was younger, I often went jogging in the park. So this is past simple. We use just one verb and it is in the past, in the second form. What about past progressive? Past progressive consists of verb to be, am, is, are. This is the present, here this is past. So what's the past from am and is? Was for singular, and the past from are, where. So was or where, was for singular and were for plural. Why we use this tense? To describe an action in progress at a certain time in the past. For example, I was having, was an ing. I was having dinner at 9 o'clock last night. So describe action in progress at a certain time in the past, or to describe action were happening in the same time with past action. Usually here I'm going to use what? While and as. They are the same. We can say while or as. Usually with while and as I use what? Past progressive. Yes, past progressive. Let's look. While or as John was cooking, singular. So was cooking. Why past progressive? While, as, and then Liu in the same time. It takes the same time. So he was sleeping. Or to describe temporary past states or actions. My grandfather or grandmother was writing a book in those days. Was writing a book in those days. So talk about temporary past actions. You know, past simple, how can I do it? I worked. He slept. When I want to make it past as a yes/no question, you are going to use did. Did you work? Did she sleep? Did he sleep? In the negative, no, they didn't. Yes, it did, like that. Past progressive, I was working. He was working. They were sleeping. When you want to make a question, no need for did or other helping verb. You are going to use was or were. Okay, so were you working? Was she sleeping? It wasn't sleeping, and so on. Then, students, we talk about another grammar, relative clause. Do you remember relative clause? We use what? Who, which, that, where, and so on. When? Okay, then this is relative clause. Relative clause introduced by relative pronoun. We call these, usually it's started by relative pronoun. Who or which or that or whose, or adverb, relative adverb. What I mean with adverb? Where and when. Let's look to this box. For people, usually okay, we use for things, for animals, for ideas, which? Yes, for positions, whose. For people, who. So for people, who or that? For things, which or that? For position, whose. But for place, where? For time, when. Then we talk about what? Defining relative clause and non-defining relative clause. We said that defining give important information. It's necessary. So I can't use comma here, and I should use it because it's important. Okay? What about the other part? We said it's what? Extra, just extra information. So you can use it and you can take it out. So it's usually separated by commas, usually by commas. Another thing we discussed is how to make comparison between things. Okay, we have maybe compare two, maybe we compare three or more. So we say positive, the main adjective, and then the comparative between two, superlative between more than two. It's three, say three or more. If it's short and adjective, strong, stronger, strongest. This is for shorter. Small, smaller, smallest, adding er or est. So if it's for long adjective, we can do that. Instead of er, we are going to use more than. We say beautiful, more beautiful than. If it's three or more, the most beautiful. So I should look to the number 2 or 3, and I should also look to the kind. Is it short or long? If it's short, just er, est. If it's long, instead of er, more than, and the most for more than 2. Okay? Then, yes, this is the long one. Okay? How can I make it with more or with most, and so on. Okay, let's take an example now. Let's exercise some. Let's try to do this exercise together as a revision on the vocab and on the grammar that we discussed now. Start. Vocabulary. The cheered when the boxer entered the ringer. So what do you think? The spectators, yes, the people or the spectator who watch it, cheered when the boxer entered the ring. So they cheered the boxer to encourage them. Number 2, as the waterfall, we could hear a loud voice. As which verb is suitable? As we approached the waterfall. When we come closer and closer to the waterfall, we could hear a loud noise. 3, Salman is the most, what? Most here, and I use most. So when I say most, I mean adjective, and exactly long one, okay? So, person I have ever met, he would never tell a lie. He would never tell a lie. So which one is suitable? Which adjective? Honest, yes. He never tell a lie. He's so honest. You should look to the meaning of the sentence and then choose the suitable one. Ruba has a great for her teaching job, and that's why her student did so well in the exam. So why they did do well in the exam? This is dependent on the teacher, because the teacher Ruba has a great enthusiasm, yes, when she's teaching them. Okay? 5, Rania has a strong to visit Jeddah because her parents were born there. The suitable one is desire. Has a strong desire, wish. She wanted that. strong desire. 6. I'm as hungry as. What have you made for dinner? We have this is as a simile. We have simile before. Do you remember similes? Okay? Usually we use it to make the meaning much closer and more effective. Okay, so I'm as hungry as. Which animal? A wolf. What have you made for dinner? We usually have this instruction to explain that we are hungry. Too much. 7. Also, another similes, okay? You have many similes. This is another one. The children wear as gold. When I describe something as gold this afternoon, what do you think? As good. Yes, the children wear as good as gold. Why? They didn't give me any trouble at all. They were quiet. They didn't make any noise. So they were good as gold. Number 8. The tourists were at the bottom of the which disaster? When it erupted. When I say erupted happened to what? To earthquake? To avalanche or a hurricane or volcano? Of course, yes. From the word erupted, this is that means volcano. I'm talking about this disaster. 9. I haven't heard. Which suitable proposition here? Ali, since he left the memory. Yes, from. I haven't heard from Ali since he left the company. 10. You must on these safety glasses before you start an experiment. You must what? Which one? Put on. Wear. Yes, put on. You should wear these safety glasses before you start the experiment. Okay? So we have revised the vocabulary. Let's take quick look to the grammar. Okay? First, last year. When I say last year, I'm talking about which tense? Past simple or past progressive? What do you think? Of course, went. Past simple. Why? Special time. Last year, yesterday, ago. I mentioned a specific time and it finished. Huda, me, that, let's look. She would. Here you have would. This is the past from will. That she would clean her room, but she still hasn't done it. So what do you think? Promise? Promises? Or which tense? Or promised in the past? Or, of course, promised. The past. Past simple. Why? Huda promised me. Look to that. She would. I use here would. So promised. The past. 3. The news on TV last night with my brothers. I what? Which tense? Simple. Yes. Watch it. Why watch it? Last. Special time. I mentioned last night. Number 4. While. When I say while and as, usually I use what? Which tense? Progressive. But progressive with what? Was or where? Let's look to the subject. While I. So here you have I. So was walking up the mountain path I saw appear. So this is take the first sentence with while. Past progressive takes a longer time, and during that something interrupted it, which is that I saw appear. Past simple. Bassam, a story. When he heard a strange noise coming from the basement, during he do this action, something happened, interrupted it. In the past simple, he heard a strange noise. So, Bassam was reading. This take longer action. Bassam was reading the story when he heard, or during that, he heard a strange voice. Okay? Rida is the man. When I say talk or describe a person and say this is a man or a person, I should use which word? Yes, who? Who? Man. So who? Number 7, who bought my old car? Number 7, Kuwait. Kuwait is, what is Kuwait? Country, place. So with the place I'm going to use where? Where I'm planning to go for my next holiday. 8, Cubism, a kind of a game. Think, so it's think. With think, I'm going to use which is an artistic technique. So it's technique, it's think. So which was invented by both Picasso and so on. Hisham is going, number 9, to lead the team. Why? Because he is experienced climber than Haytham. Than. So look, Hisham and Haytham. So 2. And number thing, or the second thing, let's look to the adjective. Experienced. So it's long adjective. So I'm going to use more. More experienced climber than Haytham. 10. Amina often feels self-conscious because she is the person in her class. When I say in the class, in the city, I mean more, more than 2, 3 or more. So, and this, the adjective long or short? Tall. So it's short. So I can say the tallest. Because more than 2 and short adjective, then tallest person in her class. Okay? So we take discuss now some exercise about grammar and vocabulary. What about the writing of this unit? In this module, you discussed the paragraph about a person you admire, a description of a person you admire, and you have paragraph about that. You choose a person, tell us his name, why you choose it, how he influenced your life, and give your opinion. Okay? Also, in this paragraph, in this module, you have another kind of writing. It's an informal letter, okay? And including narrative, and you talk about it. It's not formal, it's informal. So to your friend, to one of the families, so you are going to use what? Your short name, your first name just, and you can use the informal language and the short form and so on. And this one including narrative to tell him about something or about a story. Okay, and of course, and this was in page 32, and of course you have more vocabulary, so you should go and make a quick revision to all the grammar and to the words that you have it in this unit. Okay, inshallah for tomorrow we'll complete the other unit. Thanks a lot, and this is the end of our lesson and revision. Thanks a lot.